Hi there, beautiful souls. My name is Awit, and welcome to my channel. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. But if you are new, welcome. If you're all about self-discovery, growth, real life convo, and having a little bit of fun, please consider subscribing. Last week, we talked a little bit about setting clear goals. Now, I'm on a series of talking about the haunted road to consistency, because sometimes it kind of feels like that because we do ghost our goals. Now, if you want to go and look at the first episode, feel free to, and then come back to this episode. This week, we're going to talk about building routine, because even with the best goals, without a routine, trust me, they will vanish like a fog. This is what separates dreamers from doers. Let's start with something very simple. Creating a weekly plans. Because think about it, how many times do you just say, I'll do something, but there is actually no built-in system, right? If you don't plan, guess what will happen? Your distractions will plan it for you. Because think of it as in, it's a map. Creating weekly schedules, it's like a map, right, to life. If you don't have that, you get lost, you get distracted, and things just goes chaotic, and you don't have a place to go. But guess where? Ghosting your goals. You're like, peace out, may the Lord be with you, and that's it. Then you find yourself, feeling sorry for yourself. Okay, I will start again next month. I will start again next year. We are in that space. We find ourselves in that space often. So the first thing is to really create that schedule. Like for myself, so I plan every Sunday. So every Sunday I put in a few things. I look at my schedule a week ahead, and then within the calendar, I actually put just show up, just to remind me, however I'm feeling that morning, however I'm feeling that day, it doesn't matter. All I need to do is just show up. Now, you can use various apps, free apps that are out there. You can use calendar. You can even take out a piece of paper, Monday to Sunday, put your schedule in, however that works, like whatever that works for you, as long as you just put time in. Curve out time for work, curve out time for whatever it is that you're looking for or you want to do. Now, the next thing is this. Plan priorities, right? So you have priorities. That's what you want to cover time for, right? This is where most people, they get tripped up over it and they want to do certain things because our mind is constantly looking for exciting things to do. So maybe you might carve in something that is exciting, but it's not really a priority. So for example, in my daily life, I tend to go look at three parts of my three priorities in my life. So I'm talking about fitness, I'm talking about spiritual development, and obviously, most importantly, work. We gotta work, right? So I carve in those times, and those are priorities. I never cancel on my priorities. Not that I never do. I get tempted to. It happens all the time. I completely understand. However, you do not cancel on your priorities. Everything else is not a priority that goes in your calendar, that goes in whatever that you choose to do. Some may not be top tier priority, but your 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever are there. So what I normally do, there are 3 things that I put in that are very, very high priority, and everything else is just a filling my calendar. So for you can find, your 3 top priorities and then schedule into whatever app that you choose to use, or PayPal, however you like to use it. Now, the next thing is when you've put in all your priorities in a calendar or whatever you choose to use, which is what I use, you set yourself reminders. As I said earlier, I put in just show up, right? This is to reminding you, because we're putting in systems to support us to be able to fulfill what we've asked for. And as you're doing it, it becomes more and more and more natural to you. But you gotta put in your mind. I know, like we would like to sort of like lean in our own understanding and our own mind and all of that. But at the end of the day, we can't necessarily trust ourselves that way, because this is why we're here. We've ghosted our goals, we've ghosted things in our lives, and then we are in this dark space. So we want to try and avoid that. So by putting in alarm, putting in somewhere, I don't know, anything to remind you that you gotta do your goals. Now, it can be very, very difficult because sometimes where we are tired, we've had whatever reason, we do forget those things. Those reminders are the things that help us to remember the priorities that we actually have set for ourselves. And that's why systems that we put in place are there to really support us when we are weak, when we are tired, when we are all these different things. So yeah, like there are days where you'll find yourself falling away, you find yourself all in, situations like that. But one of my biggest goals, I know it's really, really tough, is that don't miss it twice. Do not miss your priorities twice, because twice it becomes a habit. So that, like, I always constantly keep that in the back of my mind. Don't miss it twice. Don't miss it twice. Have integrity for yourself by sticking to those goals. Over time, when you keep doing it and keep doing it over and over again, they don't become actually tasky. A lot of the things on my calendar are no longer tasky, unless it's something that I've built like recently as something I've had to restart, then it kind of feels like a task. But however, with all the rest of the stuff that I've put in, it's now become a part of who I am. This is what I do. And I don't think about it anymore as a chore, or as a task, shall I say. And it just feels natural and it feels normal. And that's really the magic of, seriously, that's really the magic of consistency. Here's the mission this week. Let's look at 3 activities that you might consider to be priorities. Schedule them in and see how you go. Now, next week, we're going to talk about eliminating distractions and barriers. Now, that's a really, really hard one, because life is hard. Life happens, this and that. So again, we'll talk about it and some of the ways that we can overcome them. Now, if you really like this episode and you really, 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 enjoy it, please comment, like, share, and subscribe for those are new here. We love it. Come join us. Really, really exciting. So I'll see you guys all in episode 3. Looking forward to catching up with you guys. Bye. Have a lovely one.